Hey y'all, today we're watching Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, a movie by Frank Capra, and it also has Jimmy Stewart. So when we watched It's a Wonderful Life, a lot of people recommended us this movie. It's a Wonderful Life is also the same director as this movie, and this is from 1939. This is before World War II and his army service. So it'll be very interesting to see how young he looks here. And this would also be, again, the oldest movie we've seen on this channel. Yeah, this would be the oldest reacted film for us. Yeah. Obviously, we've seen other films from this era, like Wizard of Oz or Gone with the Wind, but we didn't react to those. So this is our oldest one to react to. Yeah. So yeah, I guess let's get right into it and watching this classic. Judging from the title, it's probably something to do with politics. So I'm very curious to see how it plays out. Let's get right into it. So they're gonna show all the credits in the front, right?
Yeah. Jean Arthur.
So I guess she's the love interest.
There's a person
Thomas.
called Baby Dumpling. Interesting name.
Baby Dumpling. I love that name. It's unintentional.
Senator Samuel
Okay.
Foley, dead. Yeah. Died a minute ago here at St. Vincent.
Oh, no. It couldn't have happened at a worse time. Call Jim Taylor. Tell him I'm getting on a plane tonight for home.
Yes, Joe, yes. Yes, Jim.
I suppose he'd drop dead if you ever said no to him.
For jokes, I've got to appoint a new senator.
So when a senator dies in a state, the governor's allowed to appoint somebody to take their place until there's a
10 to 1 they've
election.
got a man. Relax, Happy. It's high time I told Jim Taylor a thing or two. I'm going ahead and see those committees.
You'll see those committees when we're finished.
Yes, Jim. But hurry.
Yes, we'll hurry, we'll hurry.
Is this supposed to be a comedy?
Doesn't seem like it at the
The
moment.
man who goes to the Senate and takes Sam Foley's place can't ask any questions or talk out of turn.
Ah, so I need someone to continue the gravy train.
That's why I say Horace Miller. You take orders, all right. Look at the campaign I started for you in all of my papers.
It's a little obscure, isn't it, Jim?
This giant portrait of him.
But after all,
Look at this
you're the
campaign I
last
made
man
for you.
From the West for the, if we drop it now or even delay it, it'll bring about an investigation. The investigation will show that we're going to sell it to the state under phony names.
Today they don't want to give a shit about that.
A born stooge. Why, old Horace will perform like a trained seal.
I'm born stooge.
The Honorable Horace Miller.
Sorry, man. He's Taylor Stew.
The New Citizens Committee won't stand.
So the governor is like under pressure from both the lobbyists and his people.
You're in a deuce of a pickle, aren't you, Pop? No, it's Horace Miller, Earl.
Peter.
I love that these kids know a lot about politics.
Give your children for a change.
Probably listened to a
No doubt my
lot.
children
About him
make this
complaining.
appointment farther with the greatest ease.
Jefferson Smith.
I beg your pardon?
Jefferson Smith. He's the only senator to have. Sure. You ought to be president. I like Jeff Smith.
I love all these kids.
Ah, it's
know?
the kids who are recommending.
Or didn't you see about the terrific forest fire all around Sweetwater?
I did. What about it?
Well, Jeff put that out himself. You really want a senator?
I do not.
He's being
want-
lobbied now by his kids.
Yeah.
So he's like
any
three
more of this
sides.
nonsense.
All the kids in the state.
This boy's great.
Yeah.
Let me read.
I'm in no mood to listen to childish prattle.
Prattle?
Hill. Miller. Ed's Hill.
He doesn't want to look.
Oh, are you serious? That's great.
Oh.
Oh.
That's true. He can't be criticized if he picks a random person. He's just picking him. Youth leader to U.S. Senate. Boys Club of State elated.
And never in politics in his life. Wouldn't know what it was all about in 2 years, let alone 2 months.
You may have hit on something tremendous here.
There, you see?
A young patriot recites Lincoln and Jefferson turned loose in our nation's capital.
Did he give it to someone worthy political hireling? No. No.
Ah, so he's like diverting attention from this.
He went down among the people. A nugget.
Oh my god, he looks so young there.
This is what, 7 years before?
Gold
And
nugget.
it is in that spirit that we're gathered
Yeah.
here tonight.
Before It's a Wonderful Life.
Jefferson Smith.
His hand's injured there.
I can't help feeling that there's been a big mistake somehow. He probably doesn't remember me. He knew my father very well. Clayton Smith.
Oh, he didn't know this.
Went to school together and had very, very good friends. And
The one she's confirming it to him. So he's the other senator. Because there's two senators per
I'm
state.
going to be much help to you down there in Washington, Senator. I can promise you one thing. I'll do nothing to disgrace the office of the United States Senator.
Oh yeah, his boys.
Oh, there they are.
Yeah.
Do the best.
Friend.
Aw, heck, it's a briefcase, Jeff. Carry your luggage. You want
Carry your
To
laws.
carry your laws. That's adorable.
Oh, he's the side
Oh,
the
they're
other
the
movie.
same, yeah.
God, he looks so young in this. We saw him in stuff like Vertical too, right? And
Yeah.
Rear Window.
I grew up
So he looks-
watching Hitchcock films with him in it, and it was all, what, in the 40s or 50s?
Yeah, after World War II.
Yeah.
Clayton Smith, editor and publisher, and champion of lost causes.
Oh, that's foreshadowing, right? He's gonna be like that too.
Were the lost causes. You don't have to tell me, Jeff. He and his little 4-page paper against that mining syndicate.
Oh, I found him slumped over his desk that morning.
Shot in the back.
Wow.
Oh.
I can see him.
One man by himself can't get very far, can he?
Is that the message of the movie? One man. One man can make a difference or not.
I'm Washington.
Oh, my pigeons. I better see about my pigeons.
Not the new senator.
Oh, he's marvelous. He's wonderful.
What have you got there, Senator?
Pigeons.
Yeah, pigeons to carry messages back to Mall.
So you do the old state.
They don't say which state. They're
The
just-
wildlife around here
They
is
probably
a little different
avoid
from
doing
what
that.
you're used to.
Smart.
Look, there it is.
Who? What?
The Capitol Dome.
Yes, sir. Big as life. Been there a long time now.
they were like all looking that way. Like, what did he see? I was like, oh, that's just the Capitol Dome.
Cool.
Yeah, that's our first sighting of it too when we were in DC. Because we arrived in the Amtrak station there.
Union Station.
Yeah.
What happened to him? Did you look in the... Yeah, I looked in there.
Looked in the bathroom.
Call Payne. Call Saunders. Has Smith showed up at his office there yet? Let him know right away. You understand?
Sure. I'll hang a light in the belfry. One if by land and two if by sea.
I like that reference to the British are coming. The redcoats are coming.
Every time I think of exercise, I have to lie right down till the feeling leaves me. Who was it?
The boy ranger?
Yes.
Oh, he'll show up.
Boss, will you hold us a minute for me, please?
Thank you, sir. Here.
Oh, he's just,
Oh,
he
he's
just
actually
wants to see DC.
yeah, sightseeing.
He should have told his fellow colleagues.
Yeah.
Because they probably panicked and didn't see him. Oh yeah, there's the White House.
Wow.
He's called Jefferson as well.
Yeah.
So this is like a very patriotic movie.
This is just reinforcing his values.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Liberty Bell. Yep. This is before World War II.
Yeah, that's true.
So they don't have like any of the World War II monuments yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is just straight up like a U.S. I don't want to say propaganda, but pretty close to it.
It is cool to see a glimpse of what Washington
Yeah, it looked
DC
like
was
back
like.
then.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's gonna be like the naive optimist that's like out of, like the fish out of water in DC when dealing with the other senators in Congress.
Yep. This is Roman Holiday, Washington, D.C. edition.
Yeah, he's lost.
Yeah.
He'll probably show up. But...
Freedom, not government of the people, but for the people, shall not perish from the earth.
I don't know, maybe if I saw you once with your hair combed or something. No, I don't think even that would do it.
No point in combing my hair for nothing.
Yes? Yes!
How very realistic.
Office of Jefferson Smith.
No.
Is there anything the matter?
Oh, no.
No, you've just been lost all day. We've been worried for you.
It may be customary out on the prairie to take French leave of people and not show up for 5 hours.
The dome, the Capitol dome.
It was calling.
Big as life, sparkling away under the old sun out there.
Oh man, this poor man is about to get like robbed of his naivety.
I know, right?
His idealism.
Go toward it.
This wouldn't work today because now everyone's got cell phones. They'll be like, you don't answer after 2 minutes. Where are you? Where are you?
I mean, he didn't answer for 5 hours and everybody was panicking,
Yeah.
So it's fair.
But like, you know, you're expected now to respond very quickly.
Oh yeah, I mean, they were.
It's like social norms are different now.
They needed to pick him up, and he just disappeared. So I
just
don't
straight
really
disappeared.
blame anyone for panicking.
All right now, Senator.
And he disappears again.
No, he's in there.
You know what I better do in the morning?
Mr. Smith, what did you better?
Well, I think I better go out to Mount Vernon.
World Series, a pass. In a month, it'll be worth $15.
Well,
You're not talking to this guy. Oh, now, you've got more sense than to put nosy onto that guy.
That's it. Come on now.
For the last couple of years, I've thought it would be a wonderful idea to have a national boys' camp out in our state.
Boys, camp.
That Miss Susan Payne, she's about the prettiest girl I ever did see.
Senator, you got a...
I'm the only one in the state that knows this one.
Well, we could use that.
Oh no. More common sense.
So they
less
take all his
law.
comments and
Yeah.
immediately throw it in there.
How'd this happen?
oh, the ranger's notices. I haven't the slightest idea.
Yes, you have. How did it happen? Now then, Saunders, you stop this nonsense and go back to Smith's office and go to work and get him to send it by 12 o'clock.
I wasn't given a brain just to tell a boy ranger what time it is. I came here. My eyes were big blue question marks. Now they're big green dollar marks.
Finish this job properly and you get a handsome bonus. And by properly, I mean keep Smith away from anything that smacks of politics.
Including Willett Creek Dam.
Oh.
Including Willett Creek Dam. Now,
Show Senator Smith to his seat.
Yes, sir. Right this way,
Well,
sir.
goodbye.
Hasn't changed much. Bunch of old white men.
Well, they were young here.
They're young here now. Now they're just way older.
See, you got Daniel Boone in all right.
Daniel in the lion's den.
Oh, no, I'm just going to sit around and listen.
That's a way to get reelected.
Do nothing.
You'll find a Senate manual in here.
There's a manual.
Well, where's the majority leader?
Majority leader? Right over there, Senator Agnew.
I don't say which party's which.
Those in the front row represent the big news services. Back there over the clock is the diplomatic section.
This is kind of educational, actually.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
the only real class we have in the place.
This is Daniel Webster's desk, did you know?
uh-huh. He won't mind.
He's so shy and quiet in this role.
He would probably grow in this.
Yeah.
Right
so
now he's like
very cool to. I'm eager to see his.
We're gonna see his
transition.
character turn as he
Yeah.
gets like more probably like turned off by the cynicism and the corruption in DC.
Yeah.
Actually, this film's kind of aged very well in this regard. Where it's still
Yeah,
the same, you know,
if,
petty interests,
Yes.
and then you have like the populist angle.
I thought it was gonna be louder.
Mr. President, I ask unanimous consent the reading of the journal be dispensed with. Journal stand approved.
Is there objection? Journal stands approved. 88 senators have answered to the names. Smith.
Not 50 states yet.
Just been appointed senator by the governor of my state. I ask that the oath of office be administered to him at this time.
Mr. Please.
I rise to a question of order.
Here it comes.
The gentleman about to be sworn in is fully aware of the responsibilities of his high office. I refer to his astounding and shameless performance for the newspapers.
No one would give a shit about this today.
And one that his party no doubt will applaud.
I know Jefferson Smith, and I will personally vouch for him. He has the greatest possible respect for his office.
He does, though.
Do you solemnly swear to support and defend the Constitution of the United States, all enemies, foreign and domestic, that you will well and faithfully discharge the duties
He's
of
doing
the
this
office
wonderfully.
upon which you are about to enter? So help you God.
I do.
Senator, you can talk all you want to now.
Just senators, you know.
Yeah, a lot of it is grandstanding. They have to say something,
Yeah.
and then so the media records it, and then they just use media to shout each other. Oh,
Is he imagining all this?
that'd be hilarious. He goes around punching everyone. This is a dream sequence, right? There's no way he's actually doing this.
Yeah, Jefferson's just going
George
on him.
Washington.
That's great. This is actually real?
So that's actually real?
No way.
Wow.
Boys, meet Senator Smith.
This morning they read that an incompetent clown had arrived in Washington, parading like a member of the Senate. We don't have to be re-elected like politicians.
Oof.
We're to make their laws.
If it's the truth you want, what are you doing in the Senate? Oh, but he'll vote. Sure, just like his colleague tells him to.
Yes. He'll nod his head and vote.
Yes. The point is, sir, they're right. I'm just sitting in the Senate decorating a chair. If I'm going to vote, I at least ought to try and study some of the bills that are coming up.
Can't understand half of them myself, and I used to be a lawyer.
Okay, now he's lying here.
When the time comes, I'll advise you how to vote. Get a bill started to accomplish it, present it to Congress. It'll be a great experience for you.
While I'm here, that boys' camp, I'd
Well,
feel
what's to stop you? Saunders will help you with it.
Well, I'll do it.
How do you do, Senator?
How do you do?
He drops his hat.
On my way to the office. Fine.
Oh, I've missed the dear little things.
Well, I released one this morning with a letter in it. Straight up in the air to sort of get his bearings, and then he went around the Capitol Dome once another.
Interesting way to shoot this.
Like a rifle
Yeah.
shot, and I suppose by about this time, he's probably over Kentucky.
Oh no.
Doggone. Good night.
No,
It's not his hat.
Good night.
What about his hat?
He forgot his hat.
His hat!
Yeah, Senator Payne and I decided that the only way we could...
Senator Payne decided this with you?
Yes, it was his idea.
My dear Senator, have you the faintest idea of what it takes to get a bill passed? Now, that takes time.
Well, but this one is so simple.
Oh, I see. This one's simple.
Yeah, and with your...
Yeah, simple, and I'm helping, so we knock it off in record-breaking time of, let's say, 3-4 days. Your bill is ready. You take it over there and introduce it.
How?
Get to your feet in the Senate, take a long breath, and start spouting. But not too loud, because a couple of the senators might want to sleep. Finally, they think it's quite a bill. The House of Representatives for debate and a vote. But it has to wait its turn on the calendar. Finally, if your bill is still alive after all this vivisection, it comes to a vote. Yes, sir. The big day finally arrives, and Congress adjourns.
That's probably true.
If I take the time to go and get a pencil.
Oh, no, go right ahead, Miss Saunders.
Thank you very much.
Her sarcasm is incredible.
Now,
Yeah,
he's
she's
got-
great.
And I know Senator Payne will do all he can to help me because he's a wonderful man, isn't he? You know, he knew my father very well.
He did.
Yeah. Yeah, we need a lot more like him. His kind of character, his ideals.
I feel like Senator Payne's gonna disappoint him.
Let's get
Yes.
off this.
Oh, yeah.
She's not telling
Enthused,
him
yeah.
everything.
Morning, Saunders. How's the bill coming, Saunders?
Terrible, thank you.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, anyway, I got that Saunders. Abigail?
No.
Letitia?
Letitia.
Just throwing names out there.
You might as well tell me. I got a lot more, you know.
All right. It's Clarissa.
Clarissa. Situated in Ambrose County, Terry Canyon. Running about a quarter of a mile on either side of Willett Creek.
But why would the other states vote for it?
What?
Willett Creek.
Oh, there's how this comes in collision with the dam.
Yeah. You don't know it, do you?
No.
What did you get me out of bed for?
This.
Would you?
is? Don Quixote with Bill will get to his feet in a minute and speak two important words. Will it crick? The Silver Knight will fall off his tightrope, and Puss will jump out of his boots.
Mr. President!
The chair
He's really good at the eyes.
Rather strong-lunged junior senator.
He's perfect for this role, like the speaker.
I'm very sorry, sir. I have a bill.
Speak a little louder, Senator, but not too loud.
It has alone a sum sufficient to create a national boys' camp to the headwaters of a stream known as Willett Creek in Terry Canyon.
I think he just killed the bill anyway, so why are they worried about it?
Walks of life from various parts of the country.
She's enjoying this
Of
too.
all breeds, kinds, and positions.
Did they allow this today? I don't know. Are there many visitors in the gallery?
Wow.
Oh, it's his first bill proposal, so they had to be polite enough to applause it.
Who are all those people?
Washington Attorney's office seekers, cranks. Get my...
Now, this machine creates a fever 10 miles away. It'll make your blood.
Creates a fever 10 miles away. What the fuck?
Long distance fevers.
And here's 9 cents. Oh, isn't that wonderful? Look, no letters. I'm busting with news. I introduced a bill. Me, Jeff Smith. I got up and spoke in the Senate.
Do you want to dictate them?
I'm elected to snatch Mr. Jefferson Smith from the Senate tomorrow.
Miss Payne.
I love how Saunders is less enthused about talking with her.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't know.
He's holding the phone like a bomb.
Yeah.
He's like, is it gonna explode?
And takes off his hat too.
Oh, Miss Payne, how are you?
Always with the hat and Miss Payne.
Okay.
Delighted. Yeah.
Saunders is a great character.
I know, she's excellent.
She's so great. Yeah, well acted too.
I prefer her than Miss Payne.
Sticking that horrible dame on him. What he's goofy about her. Imagine reading My Day by Susan Payne in the Neck.
Pain in the neck.
She has to twist the knife in him too.
I actually liked their interaction.
Yeah.
Told you the dopes are going to inherit the earth anyway.
This Don Quixote hasn't got the jump on all of us. Oh, sir. I have to take it. I won't be party to no murder. I'm going to quit. I'm through. We're like we just got out of a tunnel.
Tunnel?
Wow.
Do we have to?
No, I can't think of anything more sappy.
Okay, now let's get going.
What do you want?
Boy, you should have been there.
I know. It was a wonderful party, and your suit went over big, and she looked beautiful. She said, "Thank you, Mr. Smith." But it was the way she said it, you nearly fell through the floor. Horseradish.
His facial expressions are great.
Yes.
It's got the funniest ones sometimes.
What are you looking at? Didn't think I was a lady, did you? Why don't you go home? Tell your little streams about your camp and the land of the free. This is no place for you. You're halfway decent. You don't belong here. Now go home. So you want to be a senator, huh? You're going to build a camp on Willett Creek.
Oh, she's ratting out.
Section number 40. A dam going up where you think your camp's going to be. Ever hear of it? Oh, they read all about it in the Senate today, but you weren't supposed to hear.
Come on, kid. We'll dig up a preacher.
That was an incredible scene, actually.
Yeah.
That's just the point.
She was trying not to, like, cry.
And besides, I talked to Kenneth Allen, who owns some of that land up there. He didn't say anything about a dam. No. Yeah, the benefits. Who's Taylor? What? Taylor, what's he got to do with this thing?
You think he's got anything to do with it?
I've been told that this whole thing is his idea to get graft.
You're accusing me of helping to frame a bill for the benefit of one individual. Helping to put through a scheme for graft.
Nice.
Nice cut.
Yeah.
He's about to blow the whole machine to smithereens, and you with it, Mr. Governor.
Me, Jim?
Yeah. How?
Well, you wouldn't understand that. You just use your high office to help Alan get things done. Do you understand?
Yes, Jim.
I doubt it. Come on, Alan.
I doubt it.
Jim, you can't do this.
He knows this is really dumb, because that might make Smith,
All right, Jim.
You can count me out.
Oh, good morning, Senator. Come right in.
What did you mean when you said we could count you out?
Jim, you can't come here and pull that steamroller stuff. No methods won't do here. This boy's a senator. Besides, he thinks the world of me. We can't do this to him.
Well, what do you want me to do? Like you chumps and let that drooling infant wrap that Willow Creek Dam appropriation around my neck?
I don't want any part of crucifying this boy.
Oh. Because of his dad. His relationship with his dad.
Seems a shame, though, to part company like this after all these years. Especially now with a national convention coming up. It's your bill. It's your reputation. And if facts to break you with, you just send it to me and I'll give him a couple of good ones.
Jim, it's just that I like the kid. I don't want to see you get too rough on him.
I'm glad to see you come to your senses. You had me scared there for a minute, though.
Man, the subtle phrase in there, it's like, it's just that, which means he exceeded him.
Some people told me that you were dumb. I think you're smart.
Just what's your interest in this, Mr. Taylor?
What's my interest? Well, anything that benefits the state is mighty important to me. Business? If you like business, you can pick any job in the state to the top. Or politics. If you like being a senator, there's no reason why you can't come back to that Senate and stay there as long as you want to.
You mean you tell these men and Senator Payne what to do?
The realization.
Joe Payne has been taking my advice for the past 20 years.
You're a liar.
He's being nice there. Now he's switching tack.
Payne, is he in?
Senator Payne is out of town.
Out of town? He couldn't be.
Hello, Jeff. Come in.
She blatantly lies to him and he's right there.
My advice, forget Taylor and what he said. Forget you ever heard of the Willow Creek Dam.
But you still haven't answered me, sir. Can a man like Taylor tell you and those other men what to do?
Yeah, it happens all the time.
30 years ago, I had your ideals. I was you. I've had to play ball. You can't count on people voting. Half the time, they don't vote anyway.
Half the time they don't vote anyway. That's really sad.
Time began. Don't you understand? When that deficiency bill comes up in the Senate tomorrow, you...
Oh no, he's gonna say a word. He's gonna say more than a word.
They'll destroy you before you even get started. And for the sake of my friendship with your father...
Create and erect public improvements on rivers, harbors, and roadways, $150 billion.
Mr. President.
Senator Smith desire to be heard on Section 40. Does the Senator understand he is limited to 5 minutes?
Yes, sir. This section of the bill, this dam on Willett Creek, is nothing but...
President.
Does Senator Smith wish to yield to his colleague, Senator Payne?
Why, yes, sir.
You may proceed, Senator.
Mr. President.
Oh, he
I
misunderstood.
have risen to a difficult task. I consider Senator Smith unworthy to address this body.
Wow.
Senator.
Yes, sir.
I was going to vote him out immediately.
I have conclusive evidence to prove that my colleague owns the very land described in his bill.
Oh my God, he's framing him this corruption.
He bought it the day following his appointment to the Senate. I offer a resolution for an immediate inquiry by the Committee of Privileges and Elections as to the fitness of my colleague to continue to sit in this chamber.
Mr. President,
Wow, he's going to be framed for corruption.
That Jefferson Smith had the deed to that...
Oh, they even have the governor come in and frame him.
What did you do when Mr. Allen brought this to your attention? Why, I consulted at once with the head of the Department of Records. I deeded
Wow,
him
this
the
is
land,
so...
And he gave me a contract.
What a flip of this
Yeah.
movie.
Yes.
He's suddenly getting framed.
The whole thing sounded fishy at the time.
After a long study of this signature, it is my professional opinion. It is definitely in Jefferson Smith's own handwriting.
Career on the fact that this is not the fault.
So they're getting experts now.
Mr. Smith's own signature.
There are 100 equally good campsites nearby, so I suggested he choose another.
He never said anything like that. Fucking
Moved the dam. I was amazed at his violent reactions. I couldn't understand it.
Wow, this is like a blatant punch to the face. You know, and he's getting educated very quickly.
For that.
Yep.
That's my personal feelings for the boy.
should have just
I
said something in the
wonder-
committee though about James Taylor. That would have brought his name into public at least.
I wonder if he's going
What
to
will
use
you do now?
Saunders as like a witness.
Lincoln's now asking, "What will you do?"
And he's questioning everything.
Yep.
Was it always like this?
Even if you have like the most honest intentions and integrity, you come to DC, you're probably quickly disillusionized, right, by how DC actually is.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, there's Saunders. Actually, a really dark movie.
Yeah, just like It's a Wonderful Life.
You know, I had a hunch I'd find you here when you weren't anyplace else. So you know what I found waiting for me?
No.
Jar preserves from your mother.
You told me to go back home and keep filling those kids full of hooey. Just a simple guy, you said, still wet behind the ears, a lot of junk about American ideals. Man I've admired and worshipped all my life.
Yeah, that must have been crushing.
Yeah, it's absolutely the most crushed thing ever.
Your friend Mr. Lincoln had his tailors and pains. So did every other man who ever tried to lift his thought up off the ground. Odds against him didn't stop those men. They were fools that way. He was waiting for a man who could see his job and sail into it. That's what he was waiting for. A man who could tear into the tailors and root them out into the open.
Nice.
Ah. They kind of abruptly stopped the music there. This was 39 too, when Hitler was on the rise and took over Germany.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
she's talking about the whole world. She wasn't kidding. You know, fascism was everywhere.
Mr. Smith!
Nice.
What's the matter?
Pray did, if you know how.
Did you have anything to do with bringing... Are you crazy?
The way she nods and like enthusiastically. The way he holds his like desk.
Yeah.
Pain is such
Pain
like
is- yeah.
pain is in pain.
Mr. President, resolved that Jefferson Smith be expelled from his seat in the Senate. Resolution.
Mr. President,
I address the chair first, sir.
I have the floor. I'm about to ask for a roll call on the passage of the resolution without further delay.
Mr. President.
The senator can have nothing to say at this time.
However, Senator Smith is still a member of this body. As such, has an equal claim on the attention of this chair. The chair recognizes
Senator
Senator
Smith.
Smith.
The way he points at him so dramatically.
He's like, keep quiet there.
Here we go.
Well, I guess the gentlemen are in a pretty tall hurry to get me out of here. And as a matter of fact, I'm not going to leave this body until I do get them set.
Senator yields.
No, sir, I'm afraid not. No, sir. Might as well all get together on this yielding business right off the bat now. I had some pretty good coaching last night, and I find that if I yield only for a question or a personal privilege, that I can hold this floor almost until doomsday.
Does it concern Section 40 of that bill, a dam on Willet Creek?
It does.
Every aspect of this matter, section, everything was dealt with in committee hearing.
I have no defense against forged papers.
Committee ruled otherwise. And I believe I speak for every member.
Man, he's so good in this fucking role, actually.
Yes.
This actor's
has to say
incredible.
about any section of any legislation before this House.
A certain man in my state, a Mr. James Taylor, wanted to put through this dam for his own profit. A man who controls a political machine. Controls everything else worth controlling in my state. Yes, and a man even powerful enough to control Congress. I went up to see him.
Will the senator yield?
No, sir, I will not yield.
Nice.
Nice.
And Mr. James Taylor came down here and offered me a seat in this Senate for the next 20 years. I voted for a dam that he knew and I knew was a fraud.
He has imputed to me conduct unworthy a senator, and I demand that he be made to yield the floor.
I did not say that Senator Payne was one of the congressmen in that room.
I was in that room.
Oh.
I apologize to this body for his appointment.
You can see he's acting within acting.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
Yes.
You can see he's like dying inside doing this shit.
Is he fully aware that this bill has been months in both houses, delayed and delayed? Why, millions will be without food and shelter.
People of my state need permanent relief from crooked men riding their backs.
Mr. President, if the Senate yields to this,
He's intrigued by this.
become a laughing stock. It is an insult to this body to have to listen.
That's freaking funny as hell, hearing this shit.
Wild horses aren't going to drag me off this floor until those people have heard everything I've got to say, even if it takes all winter.
He was ready. Oh, I filibuster. Yeah, you can do that for hours. They find it. Yeah, I think a senator did this recently.
We seem to be alone. Rule 5 of the standing rules of the Senate.
He finds it hilarious.
If it shall be found that a quorum is not present, a majority of the senators present, and that looks like me.
Ring the call to quorum.
Call to quorum.
Wow.
No hurry, Mr. President. I got plenty of time.
Nice, I love this setting. He's actually eating.
Clerk will call.
Kick it up. Get on his side. Fight for him. Understand?
You love this monkey, don't you?
What do you think?
Rises to do battle against the mighty Goliath, the tailor machine. Allegedly crooked inside and out. Yeah. And for my money, you can cut out the allegedly.
I'll make public opinion out there within 5 hours. I've done it all my life. I'll blacken this punk so that he'll... You leave public opinion to me. Joe, I think you better go back into the Senate and keep those senators lined up.
I haven't got the stomach for it anymore.
If he even starts to...
It's interesting that he feels kind of guilty.
Of course, yeah, you can tell.
We're bigger than we ever were before. We can't miss a trick. We can't stop until we've smashed this yokel and buried him so deep.
Jackson City, Hendricks on the
Go ahead back to the Senate, will you, Joe?
Order him like a...
This filibuster is a cowardly attempt to turn your attention from the true facts which have been established beyond question.
Beyond question.
Stealing from boys.
Relief will be stopped. Men will be thrown out of jobs.
Boys, as long as Mr. Smith holds that floor legitimately, he's going to continue to hold it. If you ask me, that young fella's making a whole lot of sense.
You call blackmail sense, Henry?
Can't we work out some deal to pull that Willett dam out and let
Ooh.
it go?
It's a question of my honor and reputation.
It looks like the night shift's coming on.
He went from being nervous to cracking jokes now.
The filibuster, the right to talk your head off, the American privilege of free speech in its most
That's true.
holds that floor by the rules, can hold it and talk as long as he can stand on his feet. Are the envoys of two dictator powers. They have come here to see
Obviously, Italy and Germany. That's great.
Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. How am I doing?
Now quit stalling and move. Come on, Jim.
If you haven't got men that have learned to tell human rights from a punch in the nose.
This would not work today.
That's good for a headline.
Oh, there's some army veterans though.
That's all right. I just wanted to find out whether you still had faces.
And in view of the fact that he's been talking for 7.5 hours and must be very, very tired, we permit a motion to recess until the morning, at which time he may continue with his profound babblings.
No.
He won't have the floor in the morning to babble with or anything else. Unless he's recognized first by the...
Let me just compete everyone.
As I was saying, gentlemen, I feel fine. What do you got, Dick?
Miss Saunders.
Oh, I put it back on. Read the Constitution very slow. This says I'm in love with you. He's right. Aww.
Suddenly he's not feeling tired anymore.
The Constitution of the United States.
This is hilarious though. Like, why are you reading this Constitution to us? Ay, ay, ay. How dare you read this to us?
People of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union.
One man muzzling a whole state?
And how?
Freedom of the press.
Yeah.
Funny.
Wait a minute, I've got an idea. Come on.
Once again,
A paper there.
a woman is saving the man in this movie.
I love how this is helping him out.
Yeah.
What Jeff says get printed in the state. Everything about Jeff. Get pencils and paper, quick. Right, here we go. All ready, Clarissa? She called me Clarissa.
Oh, they're printing out by hand.
Wow. This is fascinating.
Yeah. Now, but newspapers are now pretty much screwed by the internet, so...
Yeah.
You can say whatever you want on the internet.
Wow.
I think there was a recent senator, Cory Booker. He did like the longest one ever.
Oh wow.
He did this, yeah. Oh, nice sequence.
That'll buy 9 million kids. What are you standing there for? Get the boys out.
What the? Oh shit.
Yeah, he mentioned at the beginning his dad was killed. Like, this is nothing.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh wow, even
Oh
the
my
cops
god.
second him. This is democracy in action.
Yep. Freedom of speech.
Oh jeez.
What the?
Tell Jeff to stop. Yes. Yes, all right. Goodbye.
Oh no.
Has not talked for 23 hours and 16 minutes.
It is. I'm afraid terrible things are happening. I've got to stop him.
They're listening to him. Anything might happen now.
Ground. That's all I ask. Get up there with that lady. There's no place out there for graft, or greed, or lies, or compromise with human liberties.
Yes.
What the grown-ups have done with this world that was given to them. Get those boys' camps started fast and see what the kids can do. Because this country is bigger than the Taylors, or you, or me, or anything else. Great principles don't get lost once they come to light. They're right here.
It's highly a yield for question. The senator has said repeatedly that he is speaking to the people of his state. He has been waiting, as he so fancifully puts it. Would be interested in knowing what those people have to say?
Also, it's like fake letters being brought in, probably.
50,000 of them, demanding that he yield this floor. I invite my colleague to read them. The people's answer to Mr. Jefferson Smith.
That would seem kind of bullshit, though, to me, because every single one's negative. There's gotta be one person who's like, yeah, you showed those folks in D.C. That's why I would not buy it. I think the senators are curious about how he reacts to the fake letters. They gotta know, some of them gotta know this is fake.
Stop, Jeff, stop!
He's like, welcome to D.C.
I guess this is just another lost cause, Mr. Payne. And in this world today full of hatred, a man who knows that one rule has a great trust. You know that rule, Mr. Payne. And I loved you for it just as my father did. And I'm gonna stay right here and fight for this lost cause. Even if this room gets filled with lies like these, somebody will listen to me.
Kid's like, it's okay, don't do it. Oh my god, he's trying to sue himself?
What the
Will it damage a fall? It's a crime against the people who sent me here. Every word that boy said is the truth. Every word about Taylor and me and Grant. Every word of it is true. I'm not fit for...
Order, gentlemen, please.
He's just like playing with it, whatever. What a
I
day.
can go home and sleep.
He's just enjoying. I think the chair definitely sympathized with, you know, his idealism.
The end.
Wow. Kind of ends it like on an open note.
Oh my god, he tried to kill himself.
Wow. Claudia.
Jane Author gets the first, like...
Of course, she was fucking amazing in this.
She was my favorite character in this.
Like the way,
And she's the one who saved him.
Yeah.
Again. Women in Frank Capra's films. Yes.
Wow, that was a way to end it.
Oh my god, yeah, the way it ended.
The Raines, who plays Senator Payne, he's incredible in this movie.
He was great.
I think he carries this movie almost as much as Stewart. Like,
yes.
This movie would not work without the three of them at all. You could see him; he was so torn during those speeches in the Congress, but he was like convicted, right? But you could see there was like a hint of, God, why am I doing this shit? Why am I doing this shit? He's like putting more of his like, you know, despair into his speech. Like, fuck, why am I here?
The guilt was
like eating at him
throughout
so
the whole movie.
He exhibited this perfectly. He was incredible in this.
Awesome.
Oh, of course, James Stewart. Like, just oh my God.
I kind of wish we could see what happened to Jim Taylor.
James Taylor?
Yeah.
Oh, the Taylor machine? Yeah.
Mm.
He was great, too. Actually, being, like, the bad guy, like, accepting, this is normal. This is how things are.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, in a way, that aged very well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think...
that aspect.
The guy who plays... We've seen him in something before. I think he was in...
He seems familiar.
I feel like we've seen him in something later.
Maybe he was in
Thomas
It's a Wonderful
Mitchell.
Life.
Yeah, he might have been in there.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Somebody can mention it later.
The president of the Senate, that guy was great too. All his expressions, he was like enjoying.
Yeah, the only one who I think gave him an encouragement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The governor was like, I'm just gonna pick this guy right in the It turned out to be a complete disaster for the political machine.
I like how what started, like, if you put this on paper, what started as, oh, I'm going to set up a camp, went from that to, I'm going to speak for 24 hours, damn it, and stand here and quote the Declaration of Independence and...
Yeah. Oh, man. Like, the Senate's the best place to grandstand.
Oh, I like how they wrote the players, just like when Saunders was introducing... Yeah.
Wow, what a movie.
Yeah, this was totally focused on all the politics and...
It was kind of funny at first. It was like, it had like this humorous aspect, and then it just switched to the serious part in the last 1/3 when he was framed. I was like, oh shit, this turned into something like completely different.
Yeah.
And this must have been shocking to the audiences at the time. But, I mean, this is just like the tip of the spear, I'm sure.
And then they showed like the newspapers and both sides, like how the media can be silenced or basically just stop spreading news or giving out false information.
Yeah, I'm just like, I mean, at the end of the day, that's probably a bit accurate.
Point, yeah.
And getting crushed by the other men, now that they don't need to do that.
Yeah.
It's okay, we went from rich people owning the U.S. here to rich people owning the U.S. though. Things haven't really changed that much. Like, this movie actually aged beautifully in that regard.
It did, yes.
Yeah. Even the Congress, like, it's still, like, mostly old white people, honestly, running. A lot of them are rich and who are completely disconnected from the reality on their ground.
Yeah, that's what Smith was pointing out, that you should get out of your tunnel and see more of what's going on out there.
And they don't even work that hard. Sometimes they don't do anything for months.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they go vote, and then they do nothing in the grandstand on Twitter or whatever, or on the chamber here, and then... And then I thought it was really funny to hear them talk about, you're dishonoring this chamber. It's so fucking ironic now reading that. Like, 90 years later, we have literally a felon who's president of the United States, and the nepotism turned up 2,000% with all these political dynasty families, and all running this, like, positions of power. And it's kind of disillusionizing that things haven't really changed that much.
It is sad.
Yeah, when you watch movies like this, you're like...
Damn,
fuck,
it's still...
can we have an effect? And he mentions everything. Can one man have an effect? This movie kind of suggests...
it's ambiguous,
it's possible.
too, yeah.
It's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, David versus Goliath sometimes.
Yeah, no way. It just takes... Oh, I see what you mean. Like, it takes one person to try and change things.
Yeah.
Just try.
You know, like, watching movies like this, it makes me, like, you know, kind of lean on my cynical self as, like, you know, this is how things are, right? But do we want to discourage people from participating in your civic duty? You know, participating in democracy, right? If we all step out, then all you're going to leave is the crooks in charge. So there's, like, a fine line there. You're always going to have, like, people like Smith, right? Idealists. You need people like them. You need them desperately.
Yes, we do.
And if people like Payne, there'll always be people like Payne, too, which is sad. Of course, now you don't need to feel guilty. You can just read your own bubble on Twitter. Be like, see, I'm right. They said I'm right, okay?
That's right. Just go on Twitter if you're having a bad day.
Yeah. Just go read your echo chamber. You're good. You're good to go.
Yeah, so there'll be people.
This movie's aged beautifully.
Yes, it has.
And it's also really interestingly shot. The hat scene was really weird.
That
was kind of funny. It was kind of funny.
They're emphasizing on how nervous he was.
Yeah.
But in the end, he just got used by Susan anyway, so...
Yeah,
anyway,
he was used by Susan the whole time. That's why Saunders was pissed at her, like, you know, it was like her growing irritability.
Yeah. I don't think she took Smith seriously at the beginning.
No. But she saved him with the bill part.
That's right.
She's like, wow, this guy really means it when she was hearing him talk about the bill.
Yeah, and
like,
he's not
just like, he doesn't just talk the talk. He actually wants to walk the walk. Yeah.
Good for her.
It's because...
Good for him.
Yeah. You know, you compare this with, like, we're in Taiwan, right? Taiwan's a very, 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 very young democracy compared to the U.S. And our turnouts are still super high, and people feel like they can change things. And we still feel, like, emboldened. And, you know, democracy, people's rights to say stuff here. You know, this movie has the same populist message. And the U.S., however, is, like, 200 years older. Like, the democracy's gone on that long that the system is just a system now and hasn't been updated for the 21st century. And it's quite interesting just to compare it, and that's all. But
yeah, exactly.
Man, I did not realize it would be so heavily political. Sorry. Yeah.
Well, it's a political movie, so the discussion will be political.
You notice they were very careful not to say which state.
Yeah.
They never said which state. They never even said, like...
which party.
Which party is which, you know. It's really cool. Like, that's what makes it age better, I think.
Yeah,
because you can assign your own bias to whatever. That's what makes it age perfectly.
That's very true. Well said.
And there's, like, a lack of soundtrack when he's, like, doing this impassioned pleas.
Yeah.
When he was sworn in, too, I noticed that. They had no music. Him being sworn in, it was very serious and full on. I was like, that's cool. You know, it makes you give more appreciation to the U.S. body. But at the same time, these same values are being mocked today.
It's very sad.
There was a line in the movie about that. I forgot. And now it's actually kind of surreal to watch this when you realize that everyone in this movie is probably dead.
Yeah, and all the kids in this movie, maybe one or two are still
alive,
around.
like in their 90s or whatever. But, like, it's kind of surreal watching that.
It's funny. I said... Smith is the youngest person in the room, and then I forgot there were kids running around.
Yeah. Well, he met Senator. It's fine. I got what you mean. He's the youngest senator,
Yeah. So, it's cool that he also mentioned, like, boys of different nationalities, no matter, like, the race, color, or creed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's... Even back in 1939, they were talking about this, I guess. I wonder how this movie was received when it came out.
It seems almost like kind of dark, right?
Yeah,
this is like,
in a way.
You know, he's like talking about this. This is why right before World War II, and just like, jeez.
Yeah, it seems like, If I compare this to It's a Wonderful Life, the ending ended on a more happier note.
Yeah, even if it's dark, and this one is like ends on a more ambiguous note.
Yeah.
Kind of like the U.S.
Yeah, exactly.
It's very ambiguous about what happens next.
Yeah.
Well, it's up to people, right? You know.
Yeah.
Oh man, we like to think that anyway. Yeah. Like, what was it? There's a famous quote by Churchill, right? Democracy is the worst form of government, except all others. Something like that. Yeah, something like that. But yeah. And man, he's so young in this, James Stewart.
Yeah.
Comparing this with him with It's a Wonderful Life, you can see he didn't just age. It's been 6 years. He aged like I feel like from World War II as well. It really affected him quite a bit. And the comments mentioned that he was like quite traumatized for the last our last reaction with him.
Yeah, exactly. That they had to hold production sometimes. Fantastic movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great movie.
Great movie.
This was an excellent watch.
Yes.
I'm glad that was recommended by the
you.
comments. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed our reaction, be sure to let us know any more movies like this to watch. Whether it's classic or more recent or kind of classic, whatever. Let us know down in the comments below. Stewart movies that are gone on, not seen by us or heard of yet. That'd be great too.
Yeah.
So yeah, thanks for watching our reaction. Yeah. The full reaction will be on our Patreon. If you want to support us there, be sure to check that out. And yeah, thanks for watching. Take care and
have a great day.